Hey guys, Ashley E. Norton here, and I'm here to give you a full review on the Electro-Voice 50M. Now, I was gifted the 30M back in March, and then I was gifted the 50M again in April, and I want to go a little bit into both systems, even though I'm here to review the 50M, because I actually love them both, and you might find that one works better for you than the other. But first of all, let me tell you that the EV will change your life. It did mine. I'm going to go over a few things, including the setup, the sound quality, and how it improved my shows and how I got more gigs because of it and how you can do that too. I'm a full-time musician. I'm going to recommend this system to any artist. I know a lot of DJs use this as well, and I hear it's just absolutely wonderful for them too, but I'm going to go into why this is great for musicians today. I'm a singer-songwriter, and this is just a total game changer. Concerts and gigs are opening up, and you need this. I can't tell you how many shows I've lost because of a poor sound system. In fact, when I contacted Electro-Voice and told them I was in the market for a new sound system, I literally had a PA that was screaming at me. I mean, this wasn't feedback. It was literally screaming. It was horrible, and I was not invited back to a couple of those shows because of that. I have had a 100% return rate on my shows since. Your sound matters, and you should make up what you spent on this system in just a few shows. So yes, I am an EV ambassador, but they actually encourage me to give a full and honest review, and I'm honestly here to tell you that I love it. But let's jump into specifics. Number one, setting it up. It's just the ease of carrying this system in. I remember the days that I used to lug my super heavy speakers in on wheelie carts, and I would walk into the show and I'd look for the biggest guy in the room and ask him to help me load the PA on top of the stands because, I mean, look, this is just like really weak arms. I don't know about you guys, stands are the bane of my existence. I hate them. I hate loading them in. I hate putting them in my car. There's no good case for them, or when you find one, the case breaks. I hate stands. This system eliminates stands. Not all the stands, but a lot of stands. You literally place the sub down, you plug it in, you stack the speaker on top, and you're done. You cannot screw this up if you tried. So the 30M, it actually breaks down into 3 pieces and folds into a little handy backpack, which is great because you can put it on your back and carry it into the show. It helps for load in a little bit, but honestly, I don't find that the 50M is that much bulkier. It's in a longer case, which you can actually see here behind me, but it just fits right over your shoulder. And I put it in small cars and large cars. It fits in everything. For matters of space, 30M, 50M, they're both great. So if you're going to use two 50Ms, it's super easy to connect the two. All you need is an Ethernet cable, and you can just plug it from one system to the other. Now, I have a 50-foot Ethernet cable because sometimes I like to space the bears apart from each other. So this gives me more like leeway to do that. I just got it off of Amazon. It's way more feet than I need. But you never know. Recently, I played a show where the audience was kind of split up into 2 sections. So there was a section in front of me, and then there was a section to the side of me, and they couldn't really hear what was going on to my side unless I had a second speaker, and I had to place them pretty far apart. So it was nice that I was able to put one off to this audience and then the other one off to that audience. As long as you're close to an outlet, of course, I would recommend bringing 2 extension cords and strip maybe so you can connect everything. But it's super, super easy to connect the 250Ms. It's a little bit more complicated to connect the 30M to the 50M or 30M to a 30M. I have not done this, so I'm not really sure. But I do know that the 50Ms are super easy, and so that's a major plus. What's nice about this system is the speakers actually fan out, so you don't really need a monitor depending on where you place it. I prefer mine to be right next to me. It doesn't feedback easily, but it does feedback. So I notice that if I'm right in front of it, I'm going to have a little bit of an issue. And also it can tend to sound a little bit bassier, which I don't really prefer. You might. I like to be next to it. Maybe even it's a little bit behind me. I find that the sound is great and I can hear everything. I don't think I need a monitor with this system. This, of course, depends on your need and your preference. In-ear monitors are always a great option, or you can use one of the one of the speakers as a monitor and kind of point it more towards you. Do you need 1 or 2 50 M's? That really is up to you. It depends on the gig. It depends on the size of your band. If you're a solo artist or a duo or even a trio, you might just be fine with 1, especially depending on the space and the sound of the room. But you do lose that ability to point one of the speakers towards another part of the audience or to use it as a monitor. If you're a full band, I'm going to recommend 2. But honestly, you'd probably still be fine with 1 depending on the space. If you have like a big field that you need to get your sound out to, yeah, I would definitely recommend 2 at that point. Setup and teardown has gone from 45 minutes to 20 minutes, like maximum. That is loading in, setting up, sound check, and everything. That is the max amount of time I've spent on this. That I have bought back so much time with these speakers. And as you know, time is money. Let's jump into sound. My other favorite thing about this system, okay, there are a lot of favorite things about the system, so I'm going to say that a lot, but it's the built-in mixer. It takes 8 channels, and I love that. You don't need an external mixer. Everything is just right there in one system. If you need more than 8 channels, yeah, you're going to need an external mixer. You might want to get 2 systems. I'm honestly not really sure how to do that. I haven't done it. I haven't needed to. I mostly play as a solo and a duo and a trio, but I'm sure that that can work somehow. I will get back to you on that when I play with a full band, which is actually going to be soon. My other favorite thing about this is the ability to mix right from my phone or my iPad. There is an EV-Link app that you can get. I like to use my phone for a mixer because I like to leave my iPad free for lyrics and chords, but that's a definite preference thing. My phone, it seems to work just fine. It connects easily to both systems or either system, and you just click a button and you're done. I am not tech savvy. This is fantastic for me. You can rename the systems, which helps for organization. You can save your mixes. And best of all, there is a mute button. How many times has one drunk person come up to your show on your break and you forgot to turn the volume down on your mixer and they got up and started just yelling stuff into your microphone? Woo! So many times. Drunk person, no more. You can connect to Spotify or whatever you want to stream your music through, but you can do that, which is super great because you don't have to be a slave to the venue putting on your break music for you because they're busy. Can you kill the break music? Then there's the sound quality itself. I have never owned a nicer sounding PA. There are some really nice ones out there, but to me, this one just blows everything out of the water. It sounds amazing at loud and soft volumes. I play a lot of different gigs. Some of them I need to be quiet background music. Some of them I'm just right up front in a full concert. This works great for everything. Depending on the need of the room, you will find a mix for that situation. Now you might be asking, 30M or 50M? That sound quality is super close. I prefer the 50M. I don't really know why. Oh, cool. Now that we're super technical here, can tell you this. There's this part in an original song I have where I actually bang on my guitar for an effect, and I've never really been able to hear this the way I want to hear it through other sound systems. And when I did this, when I had my 30M and 50M, I could hear it for the first time, like clear as day. It made me super happy. That's when I knew I had a really good sounding system. It's very well balanced, warm tones. You can add delay right from the app, which, by the way, you do not need the app. If you are old school and you want to mix directly from the built-in mixer, you definitely can. And sometimes I do that too. Like I said, I'm not great with technology, so there was a small learning curve, but it was very small, and I think it was completely unnecessary. I think I was scared, and I did not need to be. The system is very easy to use. I mentioned earlier that this sound system not only improved my show, but also got me more gigs. You're probably wondering, how can a sound system do that? Oh, but it can. Remember when you were first learning guitar, violin, piano, whatever it was, you were probably using your uncle's, throwaway instrument, and it probably didn't sound very good, and that's what you learned on forever. And then when you got an actual good instrument, you're like, oh my God, I'm instantly better. Well, that's what happens with sound too. You upgrade your instrument, you upgrade your sound system. It's the same deal. You're going to sound better with a better sounding system. It's definitely something you want to invest in. And it looks cool too, which is always a bonus. I'm going to talk about microphones for a minute. I know this is supposed to be about the Evolve 50M, but I can't not bring up the fact that Electro-Voice also has really wonderful microphones. Case in point, this beautiful RE20 Black, which was gifted to my podcast, Crimes Against Folk. It works great for this video right now. I just want to briefly touch on this. Electro-Voice sent me 2 the ND series microphones, and I won't lie, at first I didn't love them. That was 100% a user error. I didn't have them mixed right at all. And so when I first plugged in and tried singing out of it, I was like, oh, I don't know about this. Just turn the bass down a little bit and the treble up a little bit. And honestly, that's all I really needed, and some extra volume and delay. And now I love it. I love both microphones. I don't want to go back to my other microphones. These are the ones that I'm going to use. You can get a FET head if you want to make it a little bit louder, but I'm just trying to find something to be picky about. Honestly, I have not had an issue. But they're not too expensive, and they produce a really warm tone. I keep saying that word warm. It's just like the speakers. Warm tones. So to wrap things up, I 100% recommend the Electro-Voice Evolve 50M. The 30M might work for you as well. They are both wonderful. You cannot go wrong. Depending on your needs, they're both fantastic systems, whether you get one or two. Not only improve your sound, but they're going to save you time, eliminate stands, and just make your life easier overall. Who doesn't want that? Feel free to comment with any questions or remarks below. I will respond to as many as I can. Thank you again to Electro-Voice, and I will see you in my next review. Garfunkel says bye. Do you love Electro-Voice? He loves him. He's at all my gigs. He knows how good the system is, right? Garfunkel thinks he can sing harmony.